G'day guys, Duckville here. Welcome to game 2 of EG.IdrA versus Avilo up here on Zelnug Cabins, one of my favourite maps at the moment. I'm not really sure why, but I really like the diversity of this map. I'm still not a huge fan of these sorts of maps which Blizzard have come out with these massively open naturals. It's not always great for Zerg, but we'll see how we go. Obviously with players like EG.IdrA here and obviously Fruit Dealers, some of them, the really great Zerg players that are out at the moment, doing really well despite some of these maps. It's great to see that these players can pull out some good stuff to see. But as from game 1, I hope you have all watched that one. That was a really great game between these two players, showcasing some great macro and micro skills from both of them. As also mentioned in game 1, this is from MLG that was just recently completed. Make sure if you want to see some more of the games, let me know, or of course jump onto teamliquid.net and have a look there. The guys over at Team Liquid have done a great job of recapping all of that event there, so make sure you see what has been happening over there. But so game 2, expecting to see some more good macro play from EG.IdrA, just like in game 1. Probably expecting to see a little bit more of the dual Hellion opening from avilo, just given that this map actually has a little bit, gives a little bit more credit to Hellions coming across. Hellions can come through this back door here with the tall grass just covering the entry there, and if the Hellions can actually get inside, they can actually get in here and just actually roast up some of the drones that are in there. But EG.IdrA going for a bit of a different build here. He's actually going extract the spawning pool, probably going to get some speedlings just so he can maintain control of the tempo of the early game. He's sending in his drone just to scout up here, and it will get in. A marine is about to pop out, so the drone probably will not last too long, but it will see that the orbital command's on the way, so there's definitely nothing cheesy early game going on. And he will obviously suspect, given that the placement of the buildings here, that a factory will be here shortly. So as mentioned, EG.IdrA is just about to grab his 100 gas, and you would suspect that the Zerg speed is just about to be on the way. There we go, we've hit 100, 100. I would suspect it's going to come in just a second, but he's actually just at the moment trying to stop this scouting SCV from seeing what's happening here. The SCV will see the roach warren here that it is building just over in the corner of the map. So this may be just some sort of early roach harass from EG.IdrA here. You would suspect that's what he's going for, but I would probably expect, I'm not actually sure, as mentioned many times before, I'm not totally awesome at Zerg. It's like my worst race, but I would suspect that another extractor would be needed to get the gas going for that. But here we are, we've got avilo. He's grabbing his factory, and he's going to put down a bunker just to make sure he can cover the ramp at the moment, because when you do this particular build, you don't really have too many forces out early. He's actually got an earlier factory here as well, so he's definitely going to be having a lot of factory units coming out. Probably that the Hellion play, as I mentioned before, but he's going to need to get something out pretty quickly to make sure he can stop these roaches that are coming across. But EG.IdrA's going to use the cover of the roaches to get his expansion going. So he's obviously suspecting just a bit more worrying play from avilo in this second game, but he's going to get the SCV out. This SCV is going to check out what's happening here. We actually have, there are 6 roaches actually on the way, so I'm just going to be doing an attempted early sort of roach bust on the front door, but given that we do have this sort of the fat buildings here at the wall, they won't be able to easily get through, not to mention the bunker here, but we'll just have to see what happens, because avilo's actually being supply blocked just at the moment. He's going to see with this SCV that there is an expansion going up. I don't think he actually saw the roaches, so these roaches are going to walk up the ramp here. They're going to be a bit surprised by this bunker, but he's going to sort of sit back at range and try and outrange the bunker. But of course, with the bunker, you get the bonus 1 range to all units that are inside. So EG.IdrA's just going to have to sit here and just make sure he watches the front door and just maintains the vigil at the front there to so that he doesn't waste all of the roaches that come in. So the second hatchery down here is almost done for EG.IdrA. He's got a creep tumor on the way. As we mentioned in game 1, he did a great job of spreading the creep, keeping all of the roaches in the fights and able to run away if needed. So we'll probably see that starting to spread out just shortly. natural gas one goes down, and the roaches are going to just push in here, just providing some pressure, just letting avilo know that he is still here and he hasn't gone away. He's just going to be sitting there watching what is happening here at the front door. So just providing some indirect pressure, I suppose you could say, on avilo's front door there. Now, he does have a tank out. He does have a medevac almost on the way. He is supply blocked at the moment. I think that's the second time he's actually been supply blocked. So just a little bit of, perhaps a little bit of pressure just sneaking in here on avilo, just for getting his supply there. But I'm sure he will catch up with that shortly, and he'll get on top of that quick smart. But no speed on the way from the Zerglings, just by the way. I was totally off on that, my bad. So there is going to be nothing to actually take care of these Hellions that are coming in here. The Hellions are going to come in here, and as I mentioned early game, the Hellions do a much better job of actually harassing at the start of a game, given the wide spaces of this natural on Xel'Naga Caverns. So we've got the Roaches are coming back. The Roaches are going to try and actually take care of the Hellions, but there's obviously no way they're going to be able to catch that. I suspect EG.IdrA's probably going to want to just get the Roaches down here so he can cover the drones and bring the drones back to be mining, given that he's now way oversaturated here at the expansion. The Hellions actually get in. It's Blue Flame going down all over the place. The Blue Flame is going to just roast up all of these drones. There are so many drones that have been lost here. As we mentioned before, EG.IdrA was way oversaturated here, but just a little bit of a mishap here with the Queen. There were two Queens just blocking off that ramp, but the Hellions did actually get inside, and look at that. We actually had, there were 2 pages of drones here in EG.IdrA's main, but he's actually lost all of them now. We're just down to the 1 page. And in fact, if you just have a look at the resources tab, obviously the resources in themselves aren't actually too different. There's only 200 difference there, with EG.IdrA losing 800 worth of resources, and avilo's only lost 600. But just the fact that the Hellions actually roasted up all of those drones, and obviously the way that Zerg is played, given that you only have the one method to produce all of your units and your workers, EG.IdrA has to spend a lot of lava rebuilding all of those drones, and obviously having to make a tactical decision whether to actually get more military units in, or just to stick with the drones and just try and resaturate everything properly. Now, avilo still hasn't got his natural up. I would suspect he really needs to get that going really, really quickly, because he's starting to fall behind a bit in the income, despite his really big harass there. He's starting to fall behind. These roaches come in, they're not going to, the Hellions come in, they're not going to survive very long, and the medevac's going to have to boogie on out of there. But we will think, yeah, he's going to grab it now. He's moving out the command center now, going to be moving that out, and I would suspect going to be chucking down a bunker or 2 at the front. The siege tanks do not have siege mode just yet, which is a bit surprising, but we will see there is a Thor as well, just to make sure he's covering off all bases in terms of possible harass from EG.IdrA. But given that huge attack of the Hellions there, I would suspect EG.IdRA's not actually going to be doing too much harassing for the moment. So avilo will be pretty easily able to move out and control his natural expansion. Some contaminate going down on the factory is not something really that you see too often here from the Overseers. Their contaminate skill, not many players actually use that at all. You can say, yeah, sure, it's only a really short bonus that you get from holding off some of the units, but in some cases, especially when you see Mutalisks out on the map and there's a Thor coming, you put a contaminate down on a factory to make sure that the Thor is held up a bit longer. That's a really big bonus you can get there. So we've got, once again, he was just supply block for just a second there. Just needs to be really careful with his supply at the moment. But as we can see, EG.IdrA has moved out. He's taken a 3rd expansion down here at the rocks. This is just past the rocks, sorry, the backdoor expansion, which is, as I said before, one of the things that can make this map a little bit more dynamic is the fact that you can either take the rocks here at the gold expansion, and then have the gold expansion running, but it is a lot more open, given that you've got this particular avenue here, you've got this. You can also, you don't see it too often, but you can actually have tanks and that sort of thing down here on the low ground as well. But looks as if avilo is actually going to move out. He's got a whole bunch of a marine and tank force, not too many tanks. but he's going to scan ahead and see what's happening. The tanks still don't have their siege tech just yet. It's not even on the way, so I think he's just going to try and use the tanks as some heavy suppressing fire on the roaches, but we'll see what happens there shortly once he moves out, because EG.IdrA has seen that avilo's on the way, but he's only got a few roaches there. I'm not really sure if that's enough to hold off all these marines and tanks, but we'll see what happens. We've got some banelings on the way here from EG.IdrA. He does have the baneling nest, and he's also going to have a hive on the way shortly, I would suspect. There it is. He's got the hive coming through now. Avilo still, I think he's sort of just realized that he didn't actually have the tank siege mode, but either way, he's getting it now, so he's going to be pumping out some siege tanks and turning into this into a very heavy mech play. We don't actually have any upgrades on the way for either the mech or we do actually have, sorry, we do have infantry weapons on the way. We've got a medevac coming across here. The medevac is actually spotted by the overseer and this overlord just hanging out here watching what's happening. Not sure what this tank's doing. This guy is just hanging out here, just chilling out of this corner here. There we go, finally moves it. We've got another contaminate down on this factory, so the factory is not going to be producing anything for the moment. As we can see, we've got a lot of creep spread across the map here. As mentioned in game one, some fantastic creep highways by EG.IdrA, just making sure that he's got enough position and spread of the creep to make sure that the Zerg forces are doing a great job of moving on the around the map. Sorry, got a bit tongue-tied. Tanks have sieged up here, got a bit threatened by this massive ball of roachling baneling coming across, but we can see that there's not going to be too much going on with that. But Avilo is going to come across here and actually do a drop in the back of this base. I would suspect this is going to no, he actually gets taken out. 2 marines and 1 marauder is all that is left in his force. I think he's going to use this as cover to move these tanks forward. Yes, he does indeed, but obviously EG.IdrA can see everything that is happening here with all of these creep tumors that are around about at the bases. But EG.IdrA actually has some infestors on the way as well. The marines are going to have their combat shields soon, so they will be able to take a little bit more damage once they get that up and running. I think this is not a great idea. This is a bit too forward in terms of, there we go, massive fungal growths. The fungal growths are just going to tear apart all of those marines, and they are all going to die in just a sec. Bam, see you later. They are all dead now. There is no way that Avilo is going to stop all of this huge force coming through. Infested Terrans going up everywhere. Roaches are ripping through everything here with their massive damage and their huge speed that they've got on the creep here. Another fungal growth going down. I would say that is it, because that was a huge attack there. Everything lost by Avilo. Sorry, that was my phone going off. And we saw obviously some, once again, pretty much almost the exact same game from game one in terms of EG.IdrA providing some massive macro and obviously the creep spread as well, given that he can see with all the creep tumors. For those of you newer Zerg players, make sure you use the, as I said in game one, make sure you use the creep tumors not only for the creep spread but also for the vision that you get from them. So some great play there by EG.IdrA, taking out this 2-0 with the massive roach forces. So that was it, because that is the best of 3. So there are some more matches from MLG which I do have available. If you want to see some more, let me know, guys. I'll have a look at some of the other replays and see if anyone else likes some of the other games, and I'll put them up if I can. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe, comment. Any sort of feedback is welcome. Thanks very much. Cheers.